Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy, SuperFreak187 here, back with another video. We're doing something a little different this time. If you check out the live stream every Monday and Thursdays, those are our multiplayer days where we play multiplayer games with the homies in the Discord, as well as viewers. So if you're interested in joining in on that, please check out the link in the description below. This time we had a really good conversation about the Sony State of Play and E3 as well. Major shout out to the homie FallaYoDreams, Despair, and ShinTheLegend. If you're interested in their channels as well, I'll leave them in the description below. Also, leave me your thoughts on Sony State of Play and E3 down below as well. If you're interested in seeing more content like this, please give me a like on the channel and a sub, and hopefully you enjoy the video. So, State of Play. Or should I say State of Ratchet and Clank? That was it.
Yep.
All right, moving on. E3. No. So they said that they was gonna do just Ratchet and Clank. That was it. They were just like, yeah, this is gonna primarily be Ratchet and Clank State of Play. I don't know if they actually like had mentioned anything about it beforehand. Because if so, then that's people's fault for the expectations.
I just feel like if you're
crazy.
just gonna have show one thing off, you shouldn't call it a State of Play. You should call it something else.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I think they
and
wanted
not only
to
that,
do
but
a
the
State of
first
Play.
thing they showed was the Subnautica game. So if you're just gonna show one thing, then show the one thing. But how are you gonna show the Subnautica and then show Ratchet Clank and give me some false sense of hope?
Yeah, they did Subnautica 2, right? Then they showed the Among Us announcement that Among Us is coming to consoles. I mean, really, it took that long for them to come to consoles? I mean, that's crazy. Like, they were on Switch. Yeah, like, that was like a couple months ago, right? They went to Switch. And it was cool. But, like, I don't know, coming to consoles, and the wave is already dead for that game, at least for the most part. I think there may still be a lot of people playing it. Actually, let me check and see. So, do you know if they announced that the State of Play was going to be mostly about Ratchet and Clank prior?
Yeah, they did.
They did? Okay, so then that's players' fault for getting
Yeah, people just go into shit expecting surprises every time and get disappointed when they give you exactly what they said they were gonna give you. Like, the fuck?
Like,
that's what they said they were gonna do.
I get that. Like, I wasn't mad. I was just like, that's it. I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay. But like, then,
yeah, that's what they said. That's it. That's why I didn't watch it, because I was like, I don't want to see it. I'm getting the game when it comes out, so I don't want to see it.
Yeah, part of me like watched it because I was like, I didn't even know. All I saw was like State of Play. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll watch a State of Play. Cool, that's actually cool. I didn't know they had one coming up. Yo, there's 11,000 people on Steam playing Among Us right now.
Of course.
I wanted to check and see, because I'm like, why would they announce, like, because they also
PS5,
announced Among Us coming to coming to PS5, right?
Yeah.
And PS5 and PS4. And I'm like, what's the point? Like, the game's like, popularity is dwindled basically, and it has. Looking at the Steam chart,
it definitely has. That's like Fall Guys. The popularity definitely dwindled, but people definitely playing it. Like,
yeah, like July 2020 was its peak.
Hell yeah.
And then right now it's very low compared to the peak, because the peak was like all-time peak 438,000. And current players is 11,000. That's a big drop off. But 11,000 is nothing to fucking slouch at. Like, the fact that there's still 11,000 people playing is that's actually surprising to me.
I would
that's
argue,
like every fighting game combined.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would argue that it took too long for them to release content.
Yes, and I do think, though, the reason it took them so long to release content was because they had to then work on a Switch port and a console port. So it's like,
you gotta
all right,
think about it. That shit came out of nowhere. That game's been out for how long? They probably gave up on their shit, and then it fucking.
And they were working on a second game. They were working on a part 2, and so they were just like, fuck it. This game just got too popular. Instead of releasing a part 2,
they probably had no idea.
They were
what
like,
the hell,
let's just ride the fucking
happened.
wave.
They were like, wow.
Yep.
Our game is popular after 2 years, so what the fuck do we even do now?
Yeah, just
they
for
had
FGC
no plans for that shit. Yeah.
Just for FGC comparison, Tekken has current players 3,500, which is not bad. I'm saying that's
on
not
the
bad.
upper scale of things. Yeah.
Let's see Guilty Gear. I know Guilty Gear is gonna be like
that's definitely
500
like hundreds or something.
500 for Plus R, for Exerd Revelator is 486.
Well, I'm surprised that they're so similar.
Yeah, actually. I mean, people playing Plus R because of rollback. The Revelator doesn't have rollback.
Would dwarf that shit.
DBFZ. Let's look at Dragon Ball.
Yikes.
I think
just wanna do a
that would be a
comparison.
decent number. It'd be like 2K.
The Dragon Ball.
I don't think so.
2K? I don't know about that.
Hell no.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious.
Oh wow, 3,000. They got 3,000
That's
players
wild.
right now.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is wild.
Did something
But
just come
30-day average is about 2K. So Follow was nail on the head that one.
That's the name.
That's interesting.
I'm sorry.
You know, people
the
might be playing it
name,
now
bro.
because there is a tournament
Look,
going on right now too.
The Dragon Ball audience is very loyal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
You're
the
right.
name. Yeah, that's fact.
I was so
That's
convinced
right,
that
and
Xenoverse had more.
Xenoverse numbers. He's like, yikes.
Yeah, still, yeah. Yo, Dragon Ball Kakarot still has 500 players right now. Like, that's crazy.
And that's funny because those games
It's
are
a
way
single
more
player.
popular on console than they are on PC. So I'd love how many people are playing it on.
I would love to
PS4 or
see
whatever.
console numbers, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
See Street Fighter's numbers. Let's see Street Fighter numbers right now. Street Fighter numbers should be high right
Fighter's
now because, you know,
usually
just new update. Yeah, they're approaching Tekken 3,000
Yeah.
almost, 2,994. Not bad.
Second
But
on
damn,
PC
so-
is usually the highest. There's probably more players playing Street Fighter in general though.
So Among Us has
Actually, no.
11,000 though.
In
I don't know.
Let's see what
That's
much Fall
why I
Guys
play
has
people.
actually. 5,000,
Wait,
6,000 about
Nah.
8,000 average in the
okay.
past 30 days. That makes sense though that 30-day average would be high right now because they just released a new
Yeah, update.
new
yeah.
patch. What did you want to check, Follow?
Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh, Mortal Kombat 11. It's a good one.
Oh, on PC, that's it. That's probably a yikes. Probably still
Wow.
decent numbers, but that PC
3,000.
version,
I think they have more than Tekken right now. That's actually shocking.
Yeah, I heard that PC port is horrible though. That's surprising.
They didn't fix it yet? Yo,
I heard
MKX
it's
has
trash.
500. So
Oh, the
MKX has
MKX
more
port
players than
is
Guilty
good.
Gear right now.
Well, the update was that they updated that shit like 5 years later, but MKX is dope on PC. Damn, Mortal
mean,
Kombat Complete Edition.
it has 111 players.
Certain games just won't die. Like, certain games are just always going to be up there. Tekken's always going to be up there. Street Fighter's always going to be up there. I'm surprised at Dragon Ball though, but then I forgot it's a Dragon Ball.
Is it? Damn, wait, let me see. Fighting herbs, right? Let's see.
Don't even. Yeah,
Fuck, how do you, is it fighting
I have no.
herds?
Them, I
That's
think it's
wrong.
them fighting.
That's
Yeah,
the wrong
them's fighting herds. 85.
Get out of here.
I don't mean to
Our
lie. sorry.
Evo
Maybe I do.
showrunner last year, boys. 85. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, is it one word?
I don't want to show the
Skullgirls?
game, whatever. It's one word.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Skullgirls second. 265 players. Okay, that's not so bad. KI. Let's see how much KI has.
shows
KI
on
is
Steam?
probably gonna be weird.
I thought Sam Show was only on Epic Game Store.
No, it's on.
Oh, you're right,
I
you're
think.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're actually right.
Let's try. I'm just gonna type killer for Killer Instinct. Yeah, Killer Instinct has
it's on Steam,
45
I guess.
players. Well, there's probably a lot of people playing it through the Microsoft Game Store online. That's not too bad. Listen,
mean,
we
Tetris
need
Effect
some
isn't
Despair
multiplayer
streams, man. When is Despair making his triumphant
Nah, you're
comeback
right,
to
you're right,
social
you're right.
to
I'll be back.
to some
You're right.
content creation? I
You're
need
right.
to
I
plug
gotta
your
pick the perfect
videos.
time. The perfect game.
I know, right? And it's got to be Lion King.
It does, but there also has to be. Shut the fuck up. It does, but look, I have a lot of games that are going to be complete
I need
bullshit.
Despair's first
I don't know why I just bought Still
video
Follow.
back
I said
to
Still
be-
Follow. That's how. I'm so Follow's
Still
so attached
Follow?
to that game
Still
for me now.
Follow?
I call it Still Follow. I'm done.
What?
How does Hentai Killer have 2 players right now? That's crazy.
What the
I don't know.
fuck?
I typed in Killer instead of just Killer Instinct. I was like lazy. Yo, Paradise Killer has 35 players actually. Not
Fire
bad.
game.
I played that game at
I
the
finally fucking beat it.
I want to try it actually. I want to try it. I'm waiting for it. I think it went on sale on Switch, but it wasn't on sale enough. It was only like $5 off, and I was like, I'm gonna need you to come harder than that. But yeah, why did they get rid of Mario 35? They didn't have to. They're running Pac-Man 99.
No.
They were in Pac-Man 99. Why can't they? They're running Tetris 99 still. Why couldn't they keep running Mario 35?
It's Tetris. I don't know. I forgot how addicting this shit is.
I'm just not that good at Tetris. I would play it, but I'm not that good
Yeah,
at
I
it.
suck at that.
I
too.
love that shit, dude.
Yeah.
I just love the anxiety. I'm addicted to that feeling. I don't know what it is.
That's true.
You love the anxiety. You love the pain. You love the Lion King.
I guess that's probably. I mean, I guess it all makes sense now, right?
I want to see this Despair make a video, dude, and his video could be top 10 reasons why my first stream back should be Lion King. And that's the YouTube video first, and then the stream.
Yeah,
sorry, guys. Here's the YouTube live stream.
Like, dude.
But yo, all right, okay.
Except when the man streams Street Fighter 5.
No, that's absolutely
not. My name is.
That was a test stream,
some
right?
Stuff, yeah. Test. Well, what better game to test than Street Fighter 5?
Right.
But what was I gonna say? Fuck. Okay, so state of play. All right. I mean, if they already like said it was gonna be primarily about Ratchet and Clank, then it's like. You know, I actually secretly feel that Sony has this policy, right? Because if you notice, they tend to do this, where they will not show games if they've been delayed, or if their release date is in question. I mean, it's absolutely smart, but it's why people get mad at state of plays like this.
You know what?
I just don't get this whole thing, right? This whole entitled feeling people have. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's like this entitled thing where it's like every time anytime there's the smallest, like maybe give it like a 5-minute or 10-minute or 15-minute conference or trail or whatever, people just expect to get what they want every single time. Like, I don't understand that. And it's like, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's a good thing to do or a good, way to approach things, because you're always going to be disappointed if you always do that. I never understand why people do that. So when they announced like a month ago that they're going to have this showcase for Ratchet, right? They had the showcase for Ratchet. Yeah, I do agree with Follow though. They shouldn't have called it a state of play. It should have just been like a dev, whatever. Just to
it should have been
a
dev deep dive. Dev deep dive Ratchet and Clank. Here's 15 minutes of gameplay for Ratchet and Clank.
Think about it from their perspective, right? You call it a state of play, people are gonna watch it. People that probably, and I've noticed I didn't watch it because I know I'm buying Ratchet and Clank already. But the people that probably don't care about it, they probably tuned in to watch it. And I saw some of my friends on Twitter, they were like, "Oh shit, this game actually looks fire. I never played a Ratchet game before." That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of shit they want. That's what they did it for. So it makes sense. It's okay to be disappointed, but look at what they told you were gonna get.
You got to remember, man, negative exposure is still exposure. So even if people complaining like, hey, man, the state of play was only Ratchet and Clank, everyone's eyes are on Ratchet and Clank.
That's like I'm getting you, you wanted a PS2, but your parents said, I'm getting you an Xbox for Christmas. You open your gift up on Christmas to the Xbox. Like, what the fuck? Hello? What did you expect? Like,
yeah. No, it's absolutely true.
Damn, what was my thought?
Yeah, what were you going to say, Follow?
Well, and even if they're mad, that's going to be nowhere near as angry as trying to release the game early when it's not ready or whatever.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a launch game, right?
So it's like, yo, I'll take that heat 10 times out of 10.
Absolutely. Ratchet and Clank was supposed to be a launch game, right? Or launch window. I guess it's still a launch window, right? Because ain't nobody got one.
Technically.
So
technically.
So the game looks dope. Like,
yeah.
I saw like a snippet of it. It looks sick, but I don't know, man. E3 is going to be
I don't think people complaining about the game. Yeah, I don't think people complaining about the game. I think they're complaining that that's all we got, you know?
Here's the other criticism that I have of them then. It's just like, if E3 is around the corner, why not just wait till E3?
Because Ratchet comes out before E3.
Because, yeah, exactly. Ratchet's coming out before E3. At least it's scheduled to come out before E3. Subnautica, I think that's something they wanted to give they like to give indie spotlights, right? And that's like kind of like one of those games.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's dope.
I've had the first one for a while and never played it.
Yeah,
I had it because I think it was free on some store, and I downloaded it, and I was just like, oh, that's cool. I got it for like free, but I never played it.
Yeah, I watch other people play the game, and I'm like, I don't get it. But
I think it's one of those games you do have to play to get, though.
Like it's cool environments and like, but for me, it's I need drama.
Yeah, I feel that. I think it's one of those games that is like partial ludo narrative, where it's like you create your own drama within your gameplay.
Yeah.
fuck
Which is
outta
cool
here.
for a stream
don't
game.
Ask me to do your work, video game.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't,
But it's cool for a stream game because that's like a PUBG DayZ type
Yeah.
shit, right? Where you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, look at all these zombies. I'm fucked, guys. I'm fucked. And it's like,
No.
yeah, it is what
not
it is.
for me.
So speaking
I
of
mean,
E3,
same thing for Minecraft, right? Like Minecraft, a lot of people.
Yeah,
love
sure.
Minecraft.
Minecraft is very,
I
very
don't
similar.
know. Like
Me-
it depends on what you're looking
personally,
for. in
I'm
games,
like-
yeah.
Mhm.
'Cause that-
it's not for me.
I like all that
Yeah.
shit. Like being visceral doesn't mean you have to, always put shit in people's faces for them to get it or enjoy it. I don't know, man. I like stuff
Yeah,
like that.
for sure.
That's partially why Demon Souls is popular. Like, yeah, there's action and shit like that. It's still a video game, quote unquote, right? But most of the appeal of Dark Souls is the fact that it unfolds without you even knowing what's even going on, unless you pay attention to what's going on.
You actually
Like-
have to read item descriptions
Yeah.
to know backstory. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh hey, this sword came across because, and you're like, oh wait, that's the dude that I just actually met. So you're saying that
Yeah,
he's
like I like stuff like that.
yeah, that's pretty cool. So like, what's E3? E3 is coming back this year. It's gonna be virtual.
And apparently it's about to be huge because Nintendo's supposed to be doing something for it. Microsoft's
Yeah,
doing something
and
for it. and Sony's
everyone's
like,
doing
what the hell?
something. But like,
Yeah,
it's
Square
crazy
Enix is doing
because
stuff.
not even a year ago they were doing. It must be some shit that E3 was starting to like bully them, and then they were like, "Nah, fuck that." And then now they're like, "Please, no."
I don't know. I think
Please
it was
come back.
Nintendo. Nintendo showed that you don't have to pay for all this crazy production and shit like that to be on an E3 stage.
It wasn't
could just-
cost effective.
Yeah,
Right,
you could just do
essentially,
your own
it wasn't cost
pre-recorded
effective.
shit. They literally
They had to
Nintendo
pay.
Directs are pre-recorded. They're not live. Like, and they get all the views. They put that shit up on YouTube. Probably get the money off of that. Like, they can
Yeah.
filter it the way they want to do it. Like, instead of having to have a big, professional like. Reggie on stage with the suit and tie on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that makes sense.
Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Yeah, they saw that and they were like, well, let's do that.
What's wrong? What's wrong with Reggie?
Nah, Reggie's dope.
I love
wait,
Reggie.
hold on. Microsoft, Sony, Ubisoft, EA all had to
Yeah.
pay for those press conferences that they would be putting on. They had
They
to
had
pay
to fight over
for the
booth, space and all that shit.
booth
like,
spaces.
yeah,
They had to
like-
pay for like their presentations. They had to pay to set up the presentations. They had to pay
Mm-hmm.
tech people. They have to pay. I'm pretty sure everyone who's sitting in there it's like an Oprah kind of thing. Under their seats is like a special gift bag that they get.
Yeah.
Shit, right? Like they all get shit who attend. That's why it's open to press only, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
unless you have a special pass.
I mean, not lately.
Booth
yeah.
space was crazy because booth space for 3 days plus booth babes. And let's face it, they all have booth babes.
Yeah.
Like swag that they gave out to players and the people for their exhibits and stuff like that, like the
Yeah.
demos, all of that shit. It was a con basically, but it was a con that had had a lot of game demos. So if you think of Comic-Con, how you get to play all these things, all those booths and shit is the same thing for E3.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, Nintendo is doing half of this shit and doing a direct. And they do their
Yeah.
directs outside of E3 too. So this is just like a special direct, E3 edition. And they're not paying, they're cutting a huge amount of their budget right there by not spending
Cost,
it
yeah.
on E3, right? Their cost. And it's like, so everyone else was like, Sony
Probably
started
by
doing it again at their state of
80%,
play
to
too.
be honest.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, because all they have to do is cut some game footage, cut some audio, do this, do that, and then upload it on YouTube, and boom, that's
And they have those
Like-
people for it anyway.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Like,
And if you look at the pattern, Sony was already like rolling with their state of play as well. And they were like, yo, we could just do the same thing Nintendo's doing, which is why they were just like, all right, we're out out of
yeah,
E3.
because remember they had, before they went straight to the Nintendo Direct style conference stuff, they were doing, what was that event that they had? They had an event like every December. or
The
something like that,
PlayStation
like around the
Experience?
time. Yeah, they had that shit for like a good, what, 2 or 3 years?
That shit was hype. That was
And
right
then they
before
said, fuck
Capcom
it.
Cup.
Yeah, it was
Capcom
dope.
Cup was actually part of it because Capcom
Yeah.
is mostly Sony exclusive.
And then they said, fuck it, we're just gonna go completely just pre-recorded video, boom, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and
They realized how much they
honestly,
could save money doing that shit.
I feel like, because if you think about it, E3 at its core was supposed to be just a press event, right? And
Yeah.
then you have the show floors open to the public or whatever. But
General
the,
public, yeah.
the stuff that we see, the stuff that we watch, that's the press event. Like, they're showing stuff to the press. They're showing stuff to their shareholders and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
E3 wasn't necessarily meant for us. Yeah, it's cool. We get the trailers and all that shit, but at its core, it wasn't necessarily meant for us. And then as it started going on, it started getting more and more con-like, I guess.
Yeah,
so, I don't know, man.
Absolutely, because most of the shit that we watch was like fan videos.
Yeah.
So most of the stuff was like fan videos or over the shoulder. So let me look. It says E3 will return in 2021 as an reimagined all virtual event. Organizers announced Tuesday E3 2021 will take place June 12th through 15th and will feature content from Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two Interactive, Warner Brothers. Damn, Sony's actually not mentioned here.
Interesting.
Right?
I heard so Sony's probably just doing their own thing, but like
alongside.
Yeah, but I heard they were gonna have an E3 presence, but who knows? To be honest,
they might have an E3
Sony
presence.
Can do
they just might
they
be.
Yeah,
they might not be confirmed yet for this. This article came out April 6th. It is now the 29th, so we don't know. That's a lot of time from now, but. Yeah, obviously, like Konami, Capcom, Ubisoft, those are like the big names. Those are the big presentations we usually see. The PC game shows, something we also usually see.
What the fuck is Konami doing? Like, what are they doing?
They're remaking. I don't know if it's going to be Metal Gear. Let's not say anything.
Question. But let's not say anything.
Remaking something. They said that they're remaking something. Some big IP, quote unquote,
whatever. It's been a fucking rumor that they're remaking Metal Gear.
Yeah.
But I am definitely not getting my hopes up. So fuck you, Konami, because I know it's just going to be a pachinko machine.
Yeah, like I don't believe the articles that say Sony's skipping E3 because Nintendo said they were skipping E3 this year as well. But then something happened and now they're there. So
you know what it is? It's all virtual, right? So I'm pretty sure whoever is like running E3 was just like, yo, Jeff Keighley, let me holler at you. You did your game awards. Summer, right? You did it virtual. You did a big it was like, hey man, Jeff, you know you've been doing this virtual stuff right now. So how do you feel about us doing E3 virtual? And Jeff was like, I'm with that, because wasn't Jeff also one of the people that he was just like, yeah, I'm not going to E3 for the first time in like 20 years or some shit like that. And that's when shit really, because if you know Jeff Keighley ain't going, that shit is dead. He's at every fucking gaming party. A lot of
shit. He's able to sell out to a lot. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think, because we had COVID happen and all that shit, right? But
yeah,
what was
E3? There was a bunch of drama. Because E3 was trying to force something.
E3 2019 was the one without. I think Nintendo did their own thing.
Yeah, they did.
Nintendo wasn't part of E3 for 2019. Sony was. Sony did, because Sony did the whole theater thing. They did a whole separate theater thing for
it was
Last
the whole
of Us 2.
Last of 2 bullshit. Now
yeah. Maybe that's why I don't remember, because I didn't.
It was 2020. E3 2019 was actually the least hype, which is why it also caused, I guess, the downfall for 2020. Yeah, no one remembers it because there was nothing really crazy.
Because I usually remember it.
But yeah, man, like 2019 E3 was just not memorable at all. And then 2020 was canceled because everything was canceled. 2020, it made sense. It was already canceled before that.
Something I forget.
Yeah,
I forget what they were trying to force, and then people were like, nope.
Once the pandemic happened, E3, people who ran E3 was probably just like, thank God, because everybody's pulling out anyway. It was just going to be a Microsoft event, basically.
Yeah, and I hope,
Microsoft and Ubisoft.
I guess we'll see how it is. This digital event is, because E3 was kind of. I like E3. I like what Sony did. Sony's approach to E3, even if it was trash. Sony's approach 2017, 2018, 2019, when they started just putting game trailers back to back instead of having people fucking. I don't want to see the guy walk out on stage and fucking have this big crazy bullshit
Sony
speech about his game. I don't want to see any of that.
Sony
I just want to see the game. Boom. But then you think about it this way: if you're gonna pay to get up on stage and do all this crap, pay for all of this production, right? Just to get on stage and show game trailers back to back, that's not even worth it anymore, right? The whole point was for the guys to get up on there and give their speeches and sell their shit and have these random ass celebrities up there for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, that was the whole part of it, I guess. But
Listen,
think-
Keanu coming there was the coolest thing
Keanu-
ever.
Keanu was the coolest thing.
But then
That
we
was
had
super cool.
then we had Usher at an Xbox fucking press conference like 8 years ago. That was complete trash. So,
Wait, was
you
he
know what I
giving
mean?
out?
Like
Was he giving out Ush bucks?
Usher bucks? Right? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think those existed, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
those are 2021 exclusives.
they were in their prototype back then.
Ush bucks.
Like so it's like
Oh no, dude.
I don't know, man. Like I feel like though that was the time where they were trying to appeal to the mainstream audience, right? But they already have that now. So they don't need to do that stuff anymore. They can just put out a state of play and everyone's gonna watch it because they're interested in video games now, right? Everyone cares about video games now.
Yeah.
So they don't have to get some crazy celebrity to get you. It's to get the random people interested.
I mean, it's
'Cause
not
they're
even
already
worth the
interested now.
money because gamers are gonna be like, this fool doesn't even really play games like that. Now they brought me on there and be like,
nobody.
oh,
gave
you
a
don't even play
fuck
games like that. I'm like,
Usher
all right, boot it
at a
up then.
video game con.
Boot that shit
Why
up.
is he there? Like,
Yo, not for
Why are you
nothing.
there?
Also, there's been a lot of cool virtual events that have happened over the past few months that people have taken advantage of. Like the whole WB, like when they did the whole WB thing where they announced like movie trailers, they showed Wonder Woman,
Oh,
they
the
showed
DC
Flashpoint.
day,
Yeah, the whole
they-
DC
whatever.
fan
Showed
thing.
that, so
That
that's
was
why I give
really
it something
fucking
like that.
cool. Yeah, they showed that. They
Yeah,
showed
yeah, they
Gotham
did.
Knights. There was a lot of cool stuff in that. And I think I don't know if Comic-Con is actually. Let me see. Actually, let me search it up. Is Comic-Con gonna happen virtually this year? San Diego Comic-Con? Because obviously that one is the bigger one.
that shit is stupid. They better not charge me for this shit. I'm good.
I mean, it depends because they had BlizzCon. BlizzCon they always charge for virtual, so it's one of those things, right? Where they do like virtual cons and stuff like that, and they do charge to be able to watch it. But that's the thing: if you follow some major news outlets, Polygon, IGN, they're gonna have their YouTube videos up immediately about everything that's announced. So you don't really have to
weird.
attend unless you want to see it in person. But so, you know,
That
to each
stuff's
their own,
weird.
right? Like, I wouldn't feel bad buying a ticket if I wanted to, like, attend an event virtually. Like, that's, you know, that's the same thing with, like, everything that's going on with sports events where they're having, like, the NBA bubble, right? Like, the whole, the Thunderdome for WWE, like, anything that's, like, a virtual event. Like,
yeah.
that's mostly free,
they have
actually.
Final
You just have to sign
Fantasy
up to it a
14,
bunch ahead of time.
What is it? What do they call it? The
This is
fan
WonderCon.
festivals
What
or
the
whatever, where they
fuck?
normally announce like new changes to like the game and shit like that, right? You can pay to watch that, but the thing about paying to watch it is they actually give you like dope shit for actually paying to watch it. Like you get like in-game shit, right? So stuff like that is cool. But normally, yeah, you could literally like just wait a couple of hours after it's over and get all the news that you probably missed, that you probably would have gotten if you paid. You know what I mean? So that's weird. Comic like stuff like that it's gonna be a weird thing seeing this stuff unfold. Like how when COVID, I don't want to say when COVID ends because I don't know when. That doesn't even seem like it's a thing.
I don't think it's gonna end actually with all the new strains and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I want to see like what's gonna happen. Like how are we gonna transition back into normal life? You know what I mean? Like what's gonna
I'm gonna throw up
happen?
air quotes, quote unquote
Like-
normal, because it's gonna be a new normal. What is the new normal? What the
Yeah.
fuck does that shit even look like? You know?
Exactly. Like that's crazy.
Well, places like Comic-Con, I'm telling you, they want to do live
That
events.
sounds
ASAP.
Of course
crazy.
they do.
If they, I know, because that's where they make their money. But that sounds crazy to me because that's not regulated, right? Like sporting events, like I was saying before, that's regulated, right? Like you have people that absolutely have to be seated a certain amount apart. And if you're walking around a stadium, at least, you know, like use your common sense, but there's not going to be like, it's not going to be everybody that's in the place walk into the bathroom, walk into concessions kind of thing. You know what I mean? And people, you know, they use common sense for the most part, hopefully, and they keep their distance within like walking. But like in a con, there's no choice. If it's crowded, you absolutely cannot keep your distance from people because you're walking through a bottleneck in some areas.
And then think about like the 4-hour lines and shit. Like,
Exactly.
I went to
the fucking
Comic-Con
lines and
before
stuff
Marvel
like
3
that.
came out and said I'm never going again because I don't like that.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I've been to
And
Comic-Con a
Comic-Con
few
used to be
times.
I couldn't do
decent
it.
before it started getting too celebrity-ish, like too
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Well, that's San
was
Diego
actually
Comic-Con. New York Comic-Con was actually it's actually
York-
been a rerun every fucking year. And I used to go every year
mean, that's
because
like
it's the
E3.
only one in New York.
That's
I
right?
went one
Like,
year.
It was
That
no,
one
no.
was
E3 was actually varied because it has, you know, new announcements. New York Comic Con is legit. whatever the popular game is in October, which is going to be Halloween related, and The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is literally featured every fucking year for New York Comic Con. Yeah. I'm sorry, but that shit got tired for me because it's like all the badges were never different. The badges were always fucking Walking Dead characters. Yeah, Marvel. I actually went. I actually took a break. I used to go every year, and then I took a break. And the next time I actually went was when Resident Evil 2 Remake was coming out.
Okay.
And I stayed in line for like 2 hours for that demo, which was worth. It was worth. I'm not gonna lie. I beat Tropical Freeze in the line for that demo. He knows though. I have pictures of when I used to go to Comic-Con because I used to start posting them every year. I'm like, yo, man, Comic-Con is cool. I used to take my dad because I used to buy the 4-day pass and then buy a second 4-day pass, and each day I would take somebody different with me. That's how like into Comic-Con I used to be. And then it was just the same shit every year. Cosmic actually went with me for the year that Batman Arkham Origins was releasing. We attended the panel and everything, and that shit was hype. We were super hyped for that game. There has to be a
specific thing that I'm going for in order for me to
exactly,
go.
Yeah. Like there's like something every year. One year I went for that, Batman Arkham Origins. The other one was the Dark Knight Returns. I went to that panel. I went to the panel for... Yeah, no, not the panel, but I played the demo for Resident Evil 2 Remake. There was the one year that Strider was coming out again. I went that year too. Yeah. And it was Strider and MVC Origins came out. So I got a poster for that. But I don't know, man. Comic-Con, it says Comic-Con 2021 for San Diego is happening virtually. And if they want to do New York Comic-Con in person, that's weird to me. Virtual... Oh, Matrix 4.
That's a huge L.
That Constantine. What do you guys think of that Keanu Reeves Constantine movie? Like, it had nothing to do with the actual lore, but I don't know, man. That's somehow
I liked it.
Movie.
I liked it.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I don't know, man. Events are gonna be depending on how they're handled. Something like Comic-Con, I don't trust at all. Just because the sheer amount of like absolute chaos and things that can happen, and the fact that the crowd has to be responsible for themselves, I don't trust others for the most part, right? Like I trust myself, I don't trust others.
Yeah, and Comic-Cons are wild in general, even without like a pandemic.
Yeah,
Comic-Cons are nasty.
Yep.
Comic-Cons are nasty, bro.
But sporting events though, like WrestleMania, Super Bowl, like I'm okay with concerts, stuff like that. There, I'm okay, Yeah, they are going. Well, I mean, people aren't going to use them anyway. Let's.
Right.
all right. Fuck it. Fuck a shower. Get a hose.
Fuck a shower. Right.
Right. Just hose down everybody.